It has done a lot for me. Been brilliant, honestly, been brilliant.
With Art Intact here, where would the people go? Where would they get the help? Where would they get the advice? They're known here, therefore they feel confident enough to walk in here.
Every one of them is worth the weight in gold. They work so hard, never complain. To say everybody that walks through that front door is special to them.
A lot of people around here wouldn't have managed without Intact.
I think they're totally dedicated to the area and to helping all people.
I do tend to get a bit emotional when I start thinking about some of the people that I talk about. I do, yeah.
So Intact was established in 1993 as a drop-in centre called Intag. Over the years it's developed tremendously and we've become much more than a drop-in centre, so we provide a wide range of different services and activities across many disciplines.
The Pantry is a community food hub. It helps families that are struggling with money. They come in, they get a nice little food shop, quality food at a fraction of the price that they will get at the supermarket.
I'd finished a job, and with this universal credit, if you get paid a week in hand, you have to wait to get your money, and they knock it off. So I basically found myself with very, very little money. I came up here, and it was before the Pantry started, and I got a food parcel, which I was just, because I had no food at all, and the food parcel was really helpful. And then later on, I discovered that the Pantry had started, and I was one of the first ones to fill out the form and become a member. And it's great because for £4, I mean, it's not like a food bank where you just, you know, you've got to pay your £4 and then you get 10 items, and it's just absolutely changed my life altogether.
I use the Pantry because it helps me feed my family, helps me budget. The Pantry is really important in this area, really needs to carry on. It helps a lot of people, and it makes us feel part of the area. I was actually new to the area when I started coming, and it's really made me feel welcome.
If it wasn't here, if the centre didn't exist, there would obviously be a lot of problems for people in the local area that have grown to rely on it, you know, for support. You know, as I say, people that are suffering financial hardship, they might be struggling for food banks, etc. They can come here and they can get help and advice from the staff that work here. And obviously that makes a big difference to them. So if it wasn't here, that would be catastrophic as far as I'm concerned.
Whitneys Homemade was born out of just cooking with the leftover food that was left in the pantry during lockdown, and making meals for people, and making sure that the ingredients in the meals were all fresh and with a health slant to it. So introducing more vegetables into the diet, trying to make sure that a meal had at least 2 of your 5 a day. So if that's all the meals that they were accessing, at least they were getting some goodness out of their food. And it's increased from there, and now we're providing meals to the community at an affordable price, and so that they can get homemade meals that they know they can trust with what's in it.
I've been recently widowed as well. So I've been making use of the Whitneys Homemade meals. They make giant quantities of all sorts of meals and vegetarian meals as well. And they freeze them into nice little packages, so you can either put them in the microwave or in the oven. And there's no additives in them. It's all good food and very tasty too.
Kitchen is an interactive cooking session for people in the community who want to either learn cooking skills, just be part of something that's very social. Some people live alone and they never cook for anybody else, so they enjoy cooking for people, and also sitting down to eat together. But cooking with people as well is very therapeutic because you get a chance to talk to people alongside them. You can open up, you can share, and also if you're cooking good food with wholesome ingredients, that also helps mental health because your diet improves, and mental health is very much improved by what you eat, as well as just having that companionship whilst you're doing it. We had one lady who came in, she came as a volunteer, and she does have issues around food, and there's a lot of foods that she doesn't like to eat, but she does enjoy cooking. And from that, she decided that she would volunteer with us, and so she got involved with the preparation and the clearing up, and from that she took a certificate in food safety, and that was her proudest moment because it's the first certificate that she'd got in her life, and because that was something that she achieved, that made us feel really proud too, because we helped her get something that she could be proud of, and she's going to continue with us.
The digital skills are life skills, and it takes an enormous amount of bravery for people to walk through the door and say, I really need help with this and I don't know how, or saying that they don't know how to do something. We had a lady who came in, I just got chatting to her and I started listening to her, and she started telling me all of the other things that she was struggling with, and I thought, I can put you in touch with Dave and he could help you with those things. And actually, a few months down the line, when she came in after she'd got her new job, and the way she walked in and she held herself, she was just stood up so straight and so proud, and she looked like a completely different person. And I just thought, I'm so glad I just stopped and sat down and listened to you when you needed to talk.
Somebody like myself who didn't have a computer at home, to be able to come in and get access to somebody of the quality that I was dealing with, who can show you on the computer and you're searching for jobs or whatever, and he can, it's just fabulous, really.
Well, I first came here because of peer talk, because I suffer from depression, and I came to the peer talk group, saw what was going on here, and well, actually I got asked if I would be interested in working in the IT suite. You tend to get people who don't have a lot of money, who don't have the wherewithal to buy my services in a normal sort of way, or to buy any kind of services. They're very often on benefits, or sometimes they've got health problems, or mental health problems, or learning difficulties, or all sorts of fringe people that are excluded from all kinds of things. I mean, what this centre is about is digital exclusion. Really, it's helping people that don't live on their smartphones and don't sort of sit at a computer all day and don't know how to do things on the web, and they're being left behind.
This morning I've dealt with somebody who can't read, so how do you expect them to access? And everybody here is treated on a very even keel. There's no discrimination whatsoever. Whether you're applying for a job and you've got fabulous qualifications and you just need that help and support and encouragement, or you're somebody who needs help, a lot of help and support, and also understanding. The time here is just given to everyone, and at one time people could just literally pop in. Now, because they are so good at what they do, appointments have to be made. I know Deb's, her vast knowledge, I don't know where she gets it from. You can come in here with any problem and she's the one to go and ask, first and foremost. Advice on, your electric, your phone bill, where to go and access benefits from. It's just on the tip of her finger. I don't know where she gets it from, but she's brilliant.
I don't think my proudest moment is actually my proudest moment. It's the people coming in and their proudest moments. So if somebody comes in and they've never had a qualification and they've gained one, I've been able to support people building to create their own business, to get into employment. And my proudest moment is to be able to give people that empowerment to do that confidence to do that, and give them the tools to help themselves. And that's what we're here for. Not to do it for them, but to help people to move on and get out of their current situation.
I remember walking into my first interview and the first person I met was Patsy, who was volunteering. It was already that shouted to me that it's led by volunteers.
From the people I've spoken to, Intact is like a lifeline to some people. If somebody asks me a question, I can't answer it. I know I can go to any of the staff and ask, and they will give me an answer, or they will signpost me to somebody that can, whether it's a phone number or whether it's another person I can speak to.
It feels like it's not just one thing. It feels like we're essential services, but at the same time we're adding cultural value to the area and giving something for the people of Ingol to actually be proud of, that is there for them.
I think if we lost Intact, or if we lost a lot of the services, a lot of people would feel lost. A lot of people depend on Intact to help them.
I think it's amazing really what they do and the figures that they achieve.
Intact's embedded into this community, not just locally but across Preston, and I think it's really important to have this safe environment and place for people to be able to come.
People do look to here to have help and support, and the staff here are great. They'll offer what they can.
Really helpful people, and I think it's great for the local community, that it's here.
I used to be a heavy drinker. It got me out of it. Intact's done a lot for me. Been brilliant, honestly, been brilliant.
A lot of people around here wouldn't have managed without Intact.
What most people need is just somebody to just listen to them and, like I said, meet them where they're at, and to just have a cheerleader who's in their corner and just saying, like, you can do this.
You can see the difference that it makes in their lives. There's nothing quite like Intact at all. They cover so many areas.
I'd say the pantry is really useful. There's a lot of deprived people in the area. I actually volunteer at a local food bank, so I see kind of other people who are struggling as well. So I think it's really, really useful.
Intact is such an important part of the community, and its future is wrapped up in the communities.
Intact's been through many challenges, but the journey we've had since 1993 and the difference we've made, not just to the community but to people's lives, and the things that we've got in place here, the community-based assets, so for example the community centre, the pantry, the services, the nature reserve, the investment, not just financial investment, but the investment in people's time and effort into making Intact and this community what it is today. My future vision is, like I said, is to sustain it, to protect it, preserve it, for future generations to come.